Hi, welcome to my channel, Crafty Come Lately. I am going to share with you part 2 of my junk journal, and it's the gold cover tissue paper cover journal. This one is with the blue inside, and just to mention the closure, I totally borrowed it from someone, maybe Rachel, Jazzy Creations. She tucks the ribbon right here below this cardstock and does a button here, and then just kind of gets it around, and it works really well. So thank you for that suggestion. And so this one is the golden blue, and hopefully it won't take me 12 minutes to do this one. This is also 3 signatures, no sew binding, so it means you can change things around and add things, take away things. So I just got the tilde stamp, and it's like a Navy girl saluting, which I love. So I put it in here since I made this. I wound up starting with the blue and going kind of nautical. And then I wound up using, I wasn't planning on using these printables in the junk journal, but I went ahead and incorporated some, not all, of the sheets, but I did go and print a couple, one in vellum and one in transparency, and it looked really cool. I just wanted to play and see, and also cost prohibitive, to print a bunch. So I only did one and one, and I incorporated them into the tags here. So like for example, this is a transparency, and I just cut like a small little section of it. So it went a long way. Just one sheet of transparency went really far, one sheet of vellum went really far. And so I will show you all of that. And so the inside cover is just blue scrapbook paper. This is a Daiso glittery paper right here. And then I used a lot of index cards, tea-dyed. Most don't have the lines, but if they do, it's by my brand new Daiso that I showed you that has the vertical lines instead of horizontal. And so I'll just continue. A couple of tabs here and there. I didn't go overboard with some tabs, but some were just from printables. And so I'll just continue on. Funky pocket here. Just kind of made like a circle here. And little tuck spot. This one is an index card cut into smaller section with some flower punch. So I tried to do a pop of blue in every section. This is cardstock. Blue, just cut freestyle, ripped, and it's the coordination one, so it's internally blue as well, so that's kind of cool. So I didn't need to distress it. This is part of the Dreams Etc. Vintage Voyage collection, so that I just backed it up and put it on there. Tea-dyed index card with transparency. So this is also another transparency from her collection. And I will put her link below so you can purchase that if you would like. My postcard stamp, just on cream stock, cardstock. Layered 3 different sheets. Old scrapbook paper that I got at the Goodwill store. Scrapbook sheet and old book, just to make a different tuck spot layers. And this one is a tag that came together like that. And then this one is the vellum, actually. There's a little vellum part right here. So just use a little bit here and there. This one came just from this paper collection from Jennifer. It's like one of those little sections that I had left over. So it's just the paper part. And this one's a frame, but it's not open, so they would have to add the picture here. A file folder. This time I didn't use it to line up my signature, just inside, tucked into the signature. This one is a Daiso lunch bag, and I made a couple of pockets out of it, and I kind of made it a little fancier on the, so hard to see, but I just kind of made it more, I folded it over so it has, anyways, it's like, so a couple of tuck spots, so one right here, and then one above as well. But am I in frame? I don't think so. Like you could put something here, or you could put something here. Tissue paper, scrapbook paper, and I just went ahead and added the blue cardstock that's border punched, Martha Stewart. And then here's a transparency. It's hard to see without the white in the back or the beige, but you can see the transparency sheet behind it. And here is vellum from that collection. So just little pieces here and there. Postcard stamp again on tea-dyed paper. Doily, it was white and I colored it gold. added the blue to make sure there's a pop of blue everywhere. So the other side of the doily, tuck spot, like a little bookmark, and with a banner. And this is the tissue paper with the Tim Holtz gold wash on it. It's just the tarnished brass, and I watered it down. So this one is a Daiso beautiful mulberry paper, and I layered that on top of cardstock. And then I put the sheet of vellum from that Dreams Etc. collection. This is also Dreams Etc. Vintage Voyage collection. And this is also from her collection. It comes actually with a lot of things, and it was a very good price. So I really enjoyed making things so far. Freestyle tag, and I wound up putting, that's her tag here. And this one, I don't know where I saw this just recently, that like when you make the bulletin board or the jewelry little board. So I thought that would be a cute place to hold a tag. And this one is from my brand new stamp and my Lindy's, whatchamacallit, embossing powder. A tab from a free printable. And this one is just burlap, and I wind up coloring it that color blue. And cute little Miriam scrapbooking supplies, little flat back pearls, and a old stamp I have from Stampendous, I think, Little Mermaid. And I lined her up with some scrapbook paper that looked like pool tile. It's kind of cool. And then this is the old framelit thing. I don't know where I got it from, but it was white and I colored it brass with my beautiful Sargent copper metallic. Whoops. This one, my liquid metals Sargent, my favorite paint. It's hard to see in camera. There it is. So colored that brass, and then this is that copper Lindy Stamp Gang embossing powder, and this is the vellum from the collection. A little dollar store butterfly circle. Well, I didn't circle punch. I free cut it to make it a circle. So this is the vellum from the collection. This is probably the only thing I've kind of kept in bigger size, only because it didn't have that much. If I cut it into small, you wouldn't be able to see anything. But it says ship's anchor, and has like a diagrams of ship's anchor, I guess. So I put it in the background of a blue scrapbook paper so you can see it. And then this is the other part of a transparent, no, the vellum. And cute little tag, pardon me. And a pocket that I copied the pattern out of an existing envelope. And another tag, and that's part of her collection. Another tag from her collection. Just backed it up with manila file folder, I should say. 3 layers again to this pocket. There's a gold ribbon right here, old book paper here, and cardstock here. And the base of it is a old music sheet. It's Kenny Rogers, if you want to know. And that I got in the Goodwill store. This one is old vellum paper that was a particular pattern, just a 12 by 12 sheet that I picked up at Joann's, and I made it into a tuck spot here, and so tag with the pocket. And then corner punch there from Daiso. The banner, like how Jazzy Creation Rachel does. Postcard, tea-dyed, and I backed it up with blue. This one is just the mailing craft color sheet that you get in a big, huge roll at the dollar store or other places. And I just made it into a sheet with pockets on this side. This is part of her tags, Vintage Voyage. This one is some old stuff I played with, like through stencils and homemade shimmer spray, and then, you know, whatever it was, leftovers, just play with. Scrapbook sheet there. That doily, just made white, and I put some distress ink on top, just pounced it. And this one is like a, what was it, by the old index card cut up, and then some scrapbook paper here. And then I put the extra punches here. So just kind of, yeah, I wanted a little pop of blue everywhere. This one is, again, her beautiful collection paper, Vintage Voyage. Tea-dyed memo pad from the dollar store. And then I put, like I had this one on the corner. So this is from the collection, the vellum paper from her. And this one is just an old one that I played with, an old tag I made, but I just put part of, I actually used the vellum. Did I? Yeah, I think I used the vellum underneath. I didn't like it. It didn't show, so I put this one on top. And that's that craft book, not the craft sheet roll, and just made into pockets. And then this one is just old little paper here, just made a tuck spot. And what I do to help it stick is I put tape right there. I put the double stick tape on the inside just a little bit here so that it has something to stick to when it goes in there. And let's see, some embossing. Just the ones I played with yesterday, and I just cut them into smaller sections. I pounced through some stencil, some blue, and even some vintage photo, just to give it something of interest on the pages that were too white for me, or that I didn't want to do anything too blue on this side. So, and then distressed here, old music sheet, again the vellum sheet, and file folder manila material with some scrapbook paper at the bottom. A layer here of old scrapbook paper, another card stock there. The vellum that I dyed into blue, colored it. On top of that craft sheet, that roll, craft colored that you use to mail. And it had some spillage of stuff because I was using it as a protective sheet, and I kind of liked it, so I wound up using that as the second layer. A tag holder here, and that's part of the collection for Vintage Voyage. Scrapbook paper there, scrapbook paper there, and I used my Daiso cute little sequined, whatever you want to call it, trim. Just I guess a bookmark with 3 different layers. Another lunch bag from Daiso, and it's a tuck spot, of course, here, but it's also a tuck spot above because it's a lunch bag. You could put your lunch in there. And then this one is my first attempt at ATC. I haven't really officially finished and done an ATC, and I may do one for Kimbo Creation if I didn't miss the deadline. But I just played with self-made shimmer sprays, and this one has, I basically put white acrylic paint because I couldn't duplicate white out of the liquid watercolor. There's no way to make white, so I kind of played, and I really love the way it looks. It looks like sea foam and the seashore. So I really love that look. So I used it here. I was going to use it anyways, but then with the vellum has that ship right there. So I put that on top. The double torn corner pockets right here. And so that tucks into one of them. And this one I played with the dollar store. Actually, this was a different experiment. Sorry. Different paints to try to look like the sand. So my idea was to try to get these two together after I finished playing, but it hasn't happened yet. So, and then with the dollar store, I was going to say their dollar store makeup, the eye powder, I've used it for a different blend to make like the sand. So one day I'll have something like that, because that would be my ideal ATC, I guess. Love the sea, I love the sand. More embossing folder background here, more flowers pouncings there. Scrapbook paper, little bow, and corner pocket trimmed with paper, some gold washed scrapbook paper. This one is an old bill envelope, but I covered it. I covered it in dictionary paper on this side. I covered it in scrapbook paper here, a little tuck spot there. The composition paper, I'm going to go a little faster because I'm almost running out of time. Tuck spot here, an envelope here, and with washi tape to hold it. Cute little tuck spot there. And the other side of the envelope, and I made a book out of old book. And a tag with more of that Daiso glittery paper. And scrapbook paper. This one is cardstock, all folded tucked with a little tab. And this one is another tag I played with. Basically thick sequins, just sprinkled it with clear glue. So I haven't used my gel yet, my gel medium, but I kind of think that clear glue does what gel would do. Anyways, I'm going to finish. Thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thanks so much.